Kids Today's story is Magical Star Topper. Kids subscribe channel. In the small village of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, there lived a little girl named Lily. Lily was known for her boundless curiosity and infectious laughter, but this Christmas, her heart held a special wish. She had heard tales from the elderly folks about a magical tree topper that appeared once in a generation, bringing enchantment and joy to the fortunate soul who found it. As Christmas approached, Lily's excitement reached new heights. The village was adorned with twinkling lights, and the air was filled with the scent of pine. Families were busy decorating their homes and preparing for the grand celebration. Lily, however, couldn't shake off the thought of the mythical tree topper. On a crisp winter morning, with snowflakes gently falling from the sky, Lily ventured into the village square. There, in the center of town, stood a majestic Christmas tree adorned with ornaments and lights. Its towering branches seemed to touch the heavens, and at the very top, there was a conspicuous gap, the perfect spot for a magical tree topper. Determined to uncover the secrets of this mysterious ornament, Lily embarked on a quest. She sought advice from the village elders, listened to their tales, and gathered every clue she could find. According to the stories, the magical tree topper would only reveal itself to someone with a heart full of kindness and a spirit filled with the true essence of Christmas. Undeterred, Lily spent days helping her neighbors, spreading cheer, and embodying the holiday spirit. She assisted the baker in delivering warm cookies, sang carols with the children, and even helped an elderly couple decorate their humble cottage. The village began to buzz with stories of Lily's selflessness, and her kindness became a beacon of hope for everyone. As Christmas Eve arrived, the village square was alive with anticipation. Lily, now a symbol of generosity, stood in front of the Christmas tree, her eyes sparkling with hope. Suddenly, a soft glow enveloped the tree, and a magical tree topper materialized before Lily's astonished eyes. It was a dazzling star with shimmering lights that seemed to dance with the joy of the season. The villagers gasped in amazement, realizing that Lily's pure heart had summoned the magical tree topper. The star descended gently into Lily's hands, and as she placed it atop the Christmas tree, the entire village erupted in cheers. The once silent night was filled with the sound of laughter, music, and the joyous celebration of a Christmas miracle. From that day forward, Willowbrook became a beacon of love and kindness, and the magical tree topper continued to appear each year, finding its way to the one person who embodied the true spirit of Christmas. Lily, now a beloved figure in the village, carried the memory of that magical night in her heart, and her story became a cherished part of Willowbrook's holiday traditions for generations to come.